Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome to this video, guys. My name is Liaquat Zaman and I hope you guys are having a wonderful time and I hope you're benefiting from these videos of mine. Alright, so let's start off with Qudoori then. So we've started the chapter of menstruation. Now, I know the chapter of menstruation is generally very confusing. This is something which is common. So let me know in the comments below if it's still confusing for you. As I said, this chapter I haven't really kind of gone into detail in explaining how the calculation works. That's a separate thing, that is, right? So I've actually done that on my uruk.com. I'll leave a link in the comments or in the description, right? So you can check that out. But yeah, generally it's not something which is easy to grasp. So Hayd means menstruation. Yusqitu asqata yusqitu isqat. It means to drop or to fall. Like you say, asqattu al-kitab, I dropped the book. Al-ha'id, it means menstruating woman. Now the word ha'id is a masculine word and it's not ha'idah. It's not with a ta at the end. And the reason for that is simply because any word in Arabic which is unique to a feminine, they don't add a ta for it. Right, so like a mother, you only get a female mother, so that's why it's and you don't put a ta at the end. And likewise ha'id and hamil as well, pregnant woman, it's the same. Salat, you guys should know what salat means by now. Yahrumu, harama yahrumu, which means to become unlawful, haram. Alayhi, you know that. Sawm is fasting. Taqadi is from qada yaqdi, to make up. So that you do qada, you missed some of your praise, so you do qada yaqdi, to make up. Sawm, we've done that. Taqdi, we've done that. Salat, we've done that. Tadkhulu is to enter. Dakhala yadkhulu, to enter. Masjid, it means mosque. Tatufu, tafa yatufu, it means to go around. Alright, so going around the masjid, the Kaaba, is called tawaf. If you guys have ever done it, or put in the comments if you guys have ever done tawaf of the Kaaba. Bayt is a house and it refers to the Kaaba. Right, next. Wala ya'tiha, ya'ti, ata ya'ti, it means to approach, to come to approach. Ata ya'ti. And it literally refers to sexual intercourse. So sexual intercourse is like a kind of like implicit way of saying it would say that the husband approached the wife. That's how they would say in Arabic, meaning he had sexual intercourse with her. Zawj is the husband. La yajuzu liha'id. Jaza yajuzu, you guys should know that, permissible. And ha'id, we've done that already, which is a menstruating woman. So haid is menstruation and the menstruating woman is the ha'id. Junub is the person who is in a major state of ritual impurity. Major ritual impurity, meaning they need a bath. Alright, and we've done that earlier on in Qudoori, the reason why a person needs a bath. Qira'a means recitation. Qara'a yaqra'u, Quran, you know what that means. La yajuz li muhdith, this is muhdith. Muhdith means ahdatha yuhdithu, ism fa'il. It means the one who is in the state of hadath, which is minor ritual impurity, where a person simply needs to perform wudhu. Mas, it means to touch with your hand. And mushaf is another name for the Quran. Ya'khudhu, akhadha ya'khudhu, to hold or to take. Right, to take or to hold. And ghilaf means the cover. Alright, so now let's have a go at trying to translate this. See if you guys can translate it. If you guys can translate it, then very good, excellent. And if you can't, then I'll help you translate it. Okay, so hayd is mubtada, yusqitu is the fi'l plus the fa'il, an is jar, haid is majroor, and salat is the maf'ul bihi. Alright, so all of that becomes ma'tuf alayhi. Waw is ataf, yahrum is fi'l plus the fa'il, alayha jar majroor, and as-sawma, it becomes the maf'ul bihi. Right, so all of that now is the ma'tuf. Wa taqdi, taqdi is fi'l plus the fa'il, as-sawm is the maf'ul bihi, wala taqdi is the fi'l plus the fa'il, as-salata is the maf'ul bihi, wala tadkhul al-masjid, and tadkhul is fi'l plus the fa'il, al-masjid is the maf'ul bihi, ولا تطوف بالبيت. تطوف is فعل plus تفاعل. بيت is جار مجرور. And that's it basically. يأتي has فعل. ها is the مفعول به. And زوجها is the مفعول فعل is the مضاف إليه. The فاعل of يأتي. And all of this now becomes the khabar of al-hayd. Right, so al-hayd wal-haydu is the mubtada, and all that rest of it that I've done in red is all the khabar. Okay, now next. ولا يجوز لحائد. So يجوز is fi'l, and لحائد jar majroor, and ma'tuf alayhi becomes ولا لجنوب. All that is jar majroor again, becomes the ma'tuf. And okay, you can put that there as well. قراءة القرآن. So قراءة مضاف إليه becomes the fa'il. That's why we've given it a dhamma. It's the fa'il of يجوز. لا يجوز. In other words, قراءة القرآن لا يجوز لحائد ولا لجنب. So all of that is جملة فعلية خبرية. So you can treat that as a جملة فعلية خبرية. ولا يجوز فعل لمحدث جار مجرور. مس المصحف is the fa'il of لا يجوز here. Okay, مضاف إليه becomes the fa'il of لا يجوز. إلا is استثناء, exemption. أن is ناصبة. يأخذه فعل plus تفاعل plus the مفعول به بغلافه jar plus مجرور. Now over here, the an is actually, there's actually something hidden over here, which is basically مس المصحف في كل حال إلا في حال أن يأخذه بغلافه. And I don't want to go into that, it's a bit detailed, but just keep that in mind. That's how it works. Okay, now let's explain the masla here now. So this masla is talking about the things that a menstruating woman is not permitted to do. So there are 6 things that a menstruating woman is not permitted to do in this text. Actually 7, but 6 are the main ones. So what are the 6? Number 1, she is not allowed to pray salat. She cannot pray salat. She is not allowed to fast. She is not allowed to enter a masjid area. She is not allowed to go tawaf around the Kaaba. She is not allowed to have sexual intercourse, and she is not allowed to recite the Quran. Okay, so number 1, prayer. She's not allowed to pray, and all the prayers that she misses, she actually does not do qada for it. She doesn't make them up as well. Right, so she's not going to make any of them up, and she's just going to miss those. Right, no qada. Fasting, on the other hand, she doesn't fast, but she has to do the qada for it. She's got to make them up. So let me show you here. So imagine, for instance, like there's a woman and she has menstruation now. So let's say she's got 5 days of menstruation: Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. All these days she's not going to pray her salats. So how many salats is that? Put in the comments if you know how many salats she's going to miss if she's missing 5 days. Now all those salats, she actually does not do any qada for that after those days. So she doesn't even make them up. But fasting, on the other hand, if in Ramadan, let's say she doesn't fast for 5 days, for instance. Right, so in Ramadan, for instance, she misses 5 days. She doesn't fast those 5 days, but she has to make them up after Ramadan when she gets time. So when she's not in the state of menstruation after Ramadan, she does qada. We call this qada, right? So it's kind of like making it up. Now, as for the rules of the mosque, now it's not all the mosque she can't enter. She just can't enter that area, that room or the hall in which they pray salat. So this is normally called the Shar'i Masjid, Masjid Shar'i. But the building, in other rooms, she can enter other rooms. So sometimes you go to a mosque and there's like different rooms. There's a place to do wudhu, there's a place to put your shoes, etc. She can go in all those areas, but she just can't go in the area where the salat is prayed. This is called the masjid area. Alright, next, tawaf. And tawaf is basically going around the Kaaba. So going around the Kaaba, we do that 7 times when we go for Umrah, we go for Hajj, or if we're in Mecca. Now this requires a condition of purification. So if a woman is in state of menstruation, she cannot go around the Kaaba. She's not permitted to do the tawaf. So therefore, she just can't do it. Right? Because she also has to enter the masjid, which is a condition for tawaf. So she's not allowed to do it. However, if she was to do it, would her tawaf be done? That's a separate thing. According to Hanafis, the tawaf will be done. Right? So that's a separate thing. And in Hajj, inshallah, this masala is going to make more sense. Right, so if there's a woman, for instance, and she's in her menstruation and she's in Hajj and she has to perform the tawaf on the 10th of the Hijjah, then, and otherwise she's got to go home, she can't wait. So for her, they allow her to do it, but then she'll have to make a sacrifice of a goat or something like that, to make up for it. Right, sexual intercourse. Now, sexual intercourse basically means she is not allowed to have sexual intercourse in the vagina. So vaginal penetration. She can't have vaginal penetration. That's what she's not allowed to do. However, everything else like foreplay or any other form of husband and wife pleasing each other, masturbation or things like that, that is permitted. Right? So they can fondle with each other, kiss each other, hug each other, as long as they don't penetrate each other. The one condition that they do mention is that the area around the private area, Imam Muhammad, he says that should be covered, and Imam Abu Hanifa, Imam Abu Yusuf say all the area from the navel up to the knees has to be covered by her. Right? So, although everything else is permitted. Okay, so that's at the time of, foreplay and things like that. So just penetration is not permitted. And finally, she is not allowed to read Quran. So she can't read Quran. But this ruling is not just restricted to her, she can't read. It's also it's also for a man who is in the state of janaba as well. So a man who's in janaba, who has had an orgasm and needs a bath, he can't read Quran as well. So this is a ruling which is shared between the two. So they both are not allowed to read Quran. What do you mean by read Quran? So they say for her, it's reading Quran. She can break up the words if she's a teacher. So like she can say, Alhamd Lillah Rabb Al-Alameen Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, without like pronouncing it fully, if she's a teacher or a student and she has to read Quran. Otherwise, everyone else can't do that. And this will be studied more in depth when we study Hidayah, inshallah. Right, and finally, the last masla is, what's the ruling of touching a Quran? So touching a Quran, she is not allowed, and this is for anyone actually who's not in the state of purity. They can't touch a Quran. So whether you need wudu, whether you need a bath, whether you're in the state of menstruation, you are not allowed to touch a Quran. Okay, so this ruling is, like we said, for all those three people. You need wudu, you can't touch the Quran. You need a bath, you can't touch the Quran. You're in the state of menstruation, you can't touch the Quran. Unless the Quran has an external cover on there. So let's say, for example, someone wraps the Quran in a cloth or in a towel. You can touch that now. Right, so you're allowed to touch this, but you're not allowed to touch the Quran itself without that. Okay, so let's have a look at this text now. So he says, وَالْحَيْذُ يُسْقِطُ, hayd drops from the haid, as-salat, prayer, وَيَحْرُمْ عَلَيْهَا, and it makes haram upon her fasting, وَتَقْضِي as-sawm, she makes up the fast, وَلَا تَقْضِي as-salat, she does not do qada of the salat, the prayer, وَلَا تَدْخُلْ al-masjid, she does not enter the masjid, وَلَا تَطُوفُ بِالْبَيْتِ, she does not do tawaf of the house, the Kaaba, وَلَا يَأْتِيهَا زَوْجُهَا, her husband is not allowed to approach her, meaning sexual intercourse, وَلَا يَجُوزُ لِحَائِدٍ, it is not permissible for a menstruating woman, nor for a man in the state of ritual impurity, major ritual impurity, qira'atul Quran, to recite the Quran, وَلَا يَجُوزُ لِمُحْدِث, and it's not permissible for a muhdith, a person who needs wudu, massul mushaf, to touch a Quran, illa, unless he takes it with its cover. Okay, so have a go now at these questions. See what you can make out of these questions. Answer the questions in the comments, and I will have a look at them, inshallah ta'ala. If you have any sort of questions or anything else besides this, put in the comments as well, and let me know. I like listening to your feedback as well. And let me know if you find this topic a difficult topic as well, confusing topic. And patrons, thank you very much for your support. Jazakumullah khair. You guys are wonderful people. May Allah reward you and elevate your status in this dunya and the hereafter. And any of you guys want to become patrons and help me make more videos and provide more content, and more importantly, good quality content for everyone free of charge, then become a patron. And you're going to get access to videos and things that the public won't be able to get access to. So check it out, inshallah. Check out my Patreon page. It's in the description. And Jazakumullah khair. Thank you very much. I will see you next time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you very much, guys, for watching this video. And again, thank you to all my patrons as well for all your support. Jazakumullah khair. May Allah reward you immensely. If you guys want to become a patron, then links in the description below. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.